Hi, my name is Jessie Golden, and this is The Golden Secrets. Today's guest is an 8-time stand-up paddleboard champion, a 2-time world champion, an overall amazing athlete, waterman, surfer. I mean, you really do it all. This is Fernando Stalla. Thank you so much for coming today. I'm so happy I caught you in between your world travels.
That was perfect timing.
It was perfect timing.
Yes.
Because, and it seems like that's a common thread in your life. And I was reading your bio, you have such a cool story. Like your family, your parents were on a sailboat and literally your mother gave birth in the islands of Fiji. Is that right?
Yes, we were being kind of like the ocean gypsies for a while.
It's so cool.
She was always traveling around and, well, produced me.
Yeah. And you literally, it sounds like you literally grew up in the water, right?
Yeah. Always.
And then you went to Costa Rica and you lived on a sustainable
that
living.
Was really cool. So what my mom did is like she left the house when she was 18 and like started sailing.
Was she like a hippie or what was?
She was, I guess, one of, you can call those original hippies, right?
Yeah.
Where they, didn't want to be part of like with their parents, very strict society. So she's like, I'm just gonna jump on a sailboat, and she just did. Started sailing around the world, met my father in Costa Rica, then started with some friends and this community, and then they left with my father, met my father, they left to did the whole Polynesia and like the South Pacific islands for 80 years. They were sailing, and well, they had me in Fiji, and then my mom was Brazilian, father's from Costa Rica. So we went back after they had me. They're like, okay, this is more work than we expected. Let's have a baby on a boat. So they went back to Brazil, then to Costa Rica, and went back to this community that it was 40 minutes walk to the beach, and there was no roads, right? You had to walk to the community, and like it was full of fruit trees. And
I'm picturing like the Jungle Book. Like you were that guy,
totally
you were that kid.
Like I'm like remembering. I was like, wow, we actually lived there. It was like no running water, no electricity.
Wow.
Like it was a beautiful like tree houses, and like you pretty much collect like a lot of fruit trees, and like the guys, they planted some of the stuff, and it was amazing. As a kid, it was amazing. We had so much fun.
Amazing.
Scary tourists, they came with like dressed like a little pigment Indian, like, run around together. It's awesome.
And then you ended up moving to Sayulita, Mexico?
Yeah, we went to Mexico when I was 11, and I always was diving and surfing, but in Mexico, I really pushed it. I became more competitive, and it was like my main thing to do.
Yeah.
And well, things escalated, and eventually, found paddleboarding, and well, pushed that. Got a passion for it, and became my story as an athlete and paddleboarding.
Yeah.
Took off from there, where I started competing internationally, doing really well, winning eventually. After winning like 8 national titles.
Yeah.
Became an 8-time national champion. I also got 2 world titles and plenty of like international main events.
It's amazing.
And it was an amazing journey.
It's so cool.
Journey.
And I actually got to see you. I brought my son like 2 years ago, I think it was now. We came and watched you down south.
Yes,
that was so cool. That was the first paddleboard competition I've ever seen.
I'm sure it was bigger than you expected.
And it was insane. I mean, like I paddleboard, I'm like this, but like the way the paddleboards are, it's totally different. And you guys destroy each other out there. Like it's like very I didn't realize that.
It's like motocross. That race, especially the one you saw, was more like motocross. Like where like you jump and you bump into each other.
Yeah, it was insane.
There were waves, and we have to pass the wave and catch waves. Yeah, a lot of people don't think that paddleboarding is actually a competitive sport, right? Yeah. They're like, I thought it was recreational. It is very recreational too.
Yeah.
But there is a competitive side. There's a world tour. And well, there's athletes that are chasing the world title.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then you did share with me a little bit of when you were younger. You said your dad had passed away.
Yes.
And then in your 20s, then your mother passed away, and you were kind of in this space right before you decided to go professional, and you chose to kind of use that to actually continue.
Yeah, for me, I'm very happy I took the path I took, because I think everyone in our lives, we have moments where we decide, okay, I'm gonna just give up. Life is hard, right? life is not easy for anyone.
Right.
No matter if you have money, if you don't have money, like there are always points in your life where you're gonna be like, shit, life is hard. I'm gonna give up and surrender and just go be a bum, like serve, or like, like just
Yeah.
don't push, right? Like, and I feel that, to succeed, you gotta work hard, you gotta suffer, you gotta invest, and it's normally not easy.
Yeah.
You gotta plant the fruits, right?
Yes.
And that was a moment for me where I was like, I could have chose to, feel sorry for myself and cry my way,
Yeah.
because I don't have much family besides, it was my mom in that case. And so I decided, just keep going, go harder.
Yes.
And right after that she passed away in, like in June. And by the end of the year, I was in great shape. I was, working my way with points, and I decided to just keep doing it. And I ended up winning my first world title that December.
Oh, she
And
would have been so
then
proud.
followed up next year. And then after that, I won a few other events, like, I've been on a roll. So, I was happy to push and to not break. And I think that's a good, especially for the people. I come from a small town, right? A small town with not that much support, like especially in the sport industry as an athlete.
Yeah.
Like there's no sponsors, there's no one really no international brands are willing to invest money in an athlete from a small town because they don't sell products in that area, so it's not worth it. So it's really hard to become pro and to get out of the town, and so
Because you have to travel internationally all the time, right?
but like, for example, in California,
Yeah.
if you're an average surfer or athlete, but let's talk surfing, that is what I know. There's so many people looking and buying products, right? Like this Quicksilver, whatever brand there is, surf brand. There is a lot of people on this area buying, consuming products. So it's good to have kids, even if they're not world champions, but it's good to have people, athletes, just wearing and representing your brand, because there's a big community consuming your brand. In other countries, no. So brands are like, well, how much am I selling in Mexico or in Costa Rica or in India, right? Oh, I'm not selling much. So I don't want to invest in athletes that are coming out of those places because they're not giving me sales. So it's hard for athletes in those places to really make it. So I had to work extra hard, right? With no equipment, no like coaches, no like, I just had to work, it was hard.
Yeah.
But, succeeding and being able to, eventually come to the States and competing up here and winning and keep winning, I was recognized and people were willing to start supporting me and helping me, and eventually, I got good sponsors.
You have huge sponsors now.
And
by the way, thank you so much, because you were one of the first people to endorse the Golden Secrets. I don't know if you're our mutual friend Rahe. Oh, I love Rahe. He said, "I'm giving my friend Fernando your stuff," and you guys sent me those pictures. I was like, "Yes, it's the best."
Well,
maybe we'll be big enough and I could sponsor you at some point.
All right, teamwork.
And now you have your own beautiful family that you're creating, and I love following you guys on Instagram because your life is surreal from the outside. You go from Sayulita to Tahiti. Your wife is Tahitian.
Yes.
And you just had a little baby girl.
Yes.
And these pictures of you guys on the paddleboard, she's falling asleep and you're like, it's so cute. I'm like, she's going to be like you. I mean, she's raised on the water.
She will be better than me, hopefully.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's such a beautiful thing to see. So everybody should definitely follow you, just to follow your path. I'm so excited to see what you're going to do, what your family's going to continue to do, and I'm so inspired by you. So my last question is, what is your golden secret? What would you say is the one thing that has helped you become the champion that you are?
My golden secret?
Yes.
I think we all have more than one golden secret.
Absolutely. So you can share as many as you want. Maybe the one that first comes to mind.
The golden secret is to recognize that life and the world will push down on you and try to always, take you down, and don't let it happen, and look at the bright side.
Yes.
We always have bad things in our life and good things in our life, And if we focus on the bad things, we're gonna just get depressed and give up on our projects, in our goals, and then, well, our dreams will die, right? Because we all have dreams and we all want to get them, find them. So a lot of times people give up. I think
Yes.
so many people give up on their dreams or on their their projects, and because life is hard, because it's not easy. So focusing on the negative that a lot of people do will lead us to giving up faster. So
Yeah.
I think focus on the good things that we get, and even if it's one good thing that you have, just focus on that and then work hard, and
Yeah.
then it's all worth it. Like, it's so worth it. The reward, like the
Yes,
reward you
the
get from
reward.
accomplishing is great.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I think right in that moment when you want to give up and you choose to keep going, that's when the magic happens. And
Yeah, and then you go hard. You see it with a lot of athletes. It's like, or I just give up, or just work harder to make them proud, right?
Yes.
And that's the way to go. And then we're always so thankful we did, right? This has happened to so many athletes, and they're all super stoked that they actually pushed. And I'm sure a lot of people in general just give up too.
It's so true. I
know?
think people have this misconception that they're going to wake up one day and all their problems are going to be gone and they're going to be happy.
And it's never that the
It's
case.
never the case.
I mean, there could be a problem. If it's money, right? Your problem. You might have money next day, let's say, but that doesn't mean you're gonna be happy.
Exactly.
More problems will come.
Yeah,
right?
more money, more problems.
Always problems
Yeah.
come with money
It's
or without
true.
money. So it's you gotta navigate through that.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your story. I can't wait to see what you continue to do.
Well,
Yay.
it's a pleasure, and I know you're having great stuff. I look forward to keep seeing you and see your project grow.
Thank you. And we're going to Sayulita.
Let's do
Done.
Sayulita.
It's done. Thank you.